Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this month's product sneak peek webinar series with our Umoja Hunger team. This is a quick power-packed 15-minute pop-in series introducing you to innovative quality products for your food bank programs. I just want to give you a quick tour on the right side of your screen. For those of you in our live event, you will see the chat window. Please feel free to submit questions and comments there throughout the event. At the top of that tool, you'll see a tab that says handouts. There you can download and access an information product sheet with all the details around the pouch entrees we're introducing you to today in the event. And in the bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see a request a sample feature. So make sure that either at some point throughout the event or toward the end in our Q&A session, don't forget to click there and fill out your request for some product samples of the pouch entrees. Do you want to give a quick shout out? Our regional hunger team reps, Charlie Park and Chris Clark, are in the audience today, and they will help answer questions as we move throughout the webinar. My name is Missy Hunter. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer with Umoja Supply Chain Solutions, and my wonderful co-host today is...
Hi, everybody. I'm Hope Pasco, and I am a Regional Sales Manager for the East Coast for Umoja Supply Chain Solutions. But my background is strongly in food banking, where I spent the last 10 years in both procurement and programs. So I know everything that you guys have going on every day.
Just a quick introduction for those of you who are new to Umoja. Umoja is a minority-owned for-profit grocery health and logistics company with a social mission. Umoja actually means unity in Swahili, and we're united in the drive for equity and access to quality food and healthcare for all. As a mission-driven company, our team supports our partners by giving back and volunteering with local food banks across the country, and we donate 10% of our profits back into the communities we serve. We're really fueled by our three core divisions. Our Food for Health team specializes in food as medicine and nutrition empowerment programs. Our Hunger division, the team bringing you today's webinar, is focused on providing quality foods, box building, and food program support services to hunger relief organizations, food banks, and government agencies. And our Logistics division is really the backbone of that operation, makes everything that we do possible. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in.
All right, let's get this presentation started. So today we will go over some of the key product features of our ready-to-eat pouch meals that make them both nutritious and delicious. We will highlight the differences between a pouch and the can that you're used to. We'll cover the nutrition benefits, and most importantly, you will leave this with a strong knowledge on why this pouch fits great for all of your programs. So some key attributes in our pouch meals are that they are shelf stable. You're going to get 36 months of a shelf life. They're going to be comparable to a 7.5 ounce can, sitting between 7 and 8 ounces themselves. All of them are going to rank green or yellow on your swap and her analysis. So they are nutritious. They're also much more approachable and look great to the eye, as you'll see a little bit later. So the quality of the product is great. And then most importantly, they're delicious. And we hope that you click that request a sample so that you don't have to take our word for it.
I think that's going to be a really big thing today, is just that difference, like you're saying, Hope, between the pouch and the can. It really is surprising. Not only the product on the inside, but that dignity and that respect on the outside.
Yeah, so here, oh, so sorry, Missy.
No, you're good. I love the variety. I don't know. There's just so many different ones you can choose from.
So the great news is that if you are using this for a program and you're worried about being stuck with just a few flavors, that worry can be sent out the door. There are so many great options here. I'll just run through them quickly in case you can't read them. We've got the chili with beans. We've got the spaghetti with tomato sauce, which is a great alternative to SpaghettiOs, because as an adult, I don't know about you, but I just feel a little bit more professional eating spaghettis and not SpaghettiOs at a work lunch or with my family. There's the pizza mac, which we have heard be described as pizza in a bag. The cheesy mac, traditional mac and cheese. beef stew, a Southwest chicken with rice and beans, a pasta with garden veg in a tomato sauce, and then a chicken chili. And the green circles indicate that those are vegetarian options. You can't see it, but the chili with beans is also one.
I think it's important too. I mean, there's just one of those little things to point out. I know parents sometimes get concerned with the sharp edge on the can lid and things like that, but like with the pouch, you don't have to worry about that. So for kids handling these things, heating up their own lunches and stuff like that, it's that much more safe for them. I think too, Hope, I know some folks are probably going to really have a core question at heart today. Are they going to get a chance to see pricing during the webinar?
Yeah, so we will be talking about a discount at the end, but you should reach out to your rep to get you accurate and correct pricing, as it may vary depending on, as we all know, freight. So here is going to be our direct health comparison to a traditional canned meal entree. As you can see, not only are ours ranking green and yellow on SWAP, and I will pause here just to give you a quick, in case you have no idea what SWAP is. So SWAP is going to be a food rating system that quickly helps to identify healthier options. So it's going to rank a food either green, which is choose often, yellow, which is choose sometimes, or red, which is choose rarely. And the main criteria used in this is going to be saturated fats, sodium, and added sugars. So you're going to see that not only are we ranking green and yellow in SWAP compared to some alternatives, which are green or red and yellow, but also the variety options are all listed there.
I think it's great too. Like we've got some of those entree flavors that kids are just gonna love. They're gonna freak out about it. I mean, your mac and cheese, your pizza mac, the spaghetti, and like you said, I love that it's not necessarily a SpaghettiOs, but it's definitely something. It's got a great taste. Kids love spaghetti, and so I think just the variety that it gives you, and particularly just great flavor. Both kids and adults love it. That SWAP difference is really big there too. I mean, sodium in particular between some of the competing canned items is significantly lower. That'll vary from one, SKU to the next naturally, but for the most part, there's a real difference, upwards of 30% really on average between one of, the pouched version of these that we offer versus some of the traditional canned comparison items out there. So when you're talking about food for health, that's huge to watch for those, particularly for your sodium and for your added sugars. So these are great for those more health geared or food for health related type programs.
So I think this is the most exciting part of the entire presentation. I think we all eat with our eyes first. And I think it's really obvious to see the textural difference here and ultimately what that leads to in taste. But yeah, you can also see that it looks like pasta, and that's a real dignity thing that can come with eating this type of food. If you're going to open up that pouch and pour it in, that looks like what you're trying to eat versus the can, not sure if it's mac and cheese or a cheese-based soup. And you also can't exactly smell it, but the smell is definitely different as well. I'm sure all of us have had an experience with a canned entree. You open it up, it's kind of got a little bit of a metal smell, the little pop noise. And it's just when you open the pouch, you're smelling mac and cheese versus its alternative.
Well, and I think too, I know I was part of a team that worked on a pilot program for summer feeding in Texas, and I had a real opportunity to meet a teacher from one of the schools that was benefiting from that program. And one thing that just really stood out to me is she pulled me aside and said, if you could find anything better on those canned entrees, she said, the kids give them away. To me, that was really just kind of hit home in terms of just not only that experience on the outside, but that experience on the inside. that these kids in these programs were giving these things away. So, you know, when you talk about the dignity, it really does. We know how much that matters. We know how much the experience of something tasting good matters. We want the foods in these programs to be eaten and to give the value that they're designed to give. And so I just, that has always stuck with me.
Yeah, there's nothing worse as a food banker than getting your own food back. I think we've all seen it in a food drive barrel, and it's a little disheartening.
I just want to point out too, as we're kind of going through one more time, if in that bottom left of your corner, just don't forget, you can request your sample. You can see this firsthand for yourself, taste the product and so forth, and really see that we're telling the truth here about the difference. So don't forget that tool there for you. So
as you've seen it now, let's talk about programs. So obviously this is a perfect option for replacement for a 7.5 ounce pop top can that you're traditionally used to seeing in backpack and other youth type programs. So obviously these slide right in there. I think our team would highly recommend the Pizza Mac as a great first start, or the mac and cheese. And it's also great for senior programs, you know, like they don't have to utilize a can opener. It can just quick open, dump into a bowl, ready to go. Again, a lot more options. And again, those options that are provided dignity, and you don't have to be embarrassed about the type of food you're eating. Also great for unhoused populations. They're ready to eat, good to go, which also leads into disaster response and obviously refugee.
And for those seniors too, again, a lot of the focus is really trying to provide heart healthy things. So when we talk about that green rating and even yellow, just a much better balance of the sodium, which is so important for heart health.
And as we mentioned a little earlier, we are offering a 5% discount off your order between now and about mid-April, so 30 days. So please feel free to reach out to your rep and let them know what you're interested in, and we will get you pricing on all of this product.
And leading into the Q&A, just another quick reminder, we've got about 3 minutes here today, and we want to make sure we get you back to your day. So don't forget to request a sample, that tool in the bottom left corner of your screen. And then at the top of your chat window, you should see the handouts link. Make sure to download that. It's going to have a full nutrition and ingredient information on every single one of these products. So I want to open it up to our audience. If we have any questions in mind, go ahead and post those in the chat field for us here. And if we're as good as we hope we are, then maybe we won't have as many. Amanda, great question. How do you know who your rep is?
Yeah, so that is a great question. So I hope, oh, there you go. Yeah, they're all listed there.
So if you'll check by state, Chris Clark, who is in our audience, and Charlie Park in our audience, Chris handles Midwest and Northwest states. Charlie covers the South. Hope, whom you see on camera, is obviously, she handles the East. And then for folks in California, you can reach out to Brent Douthat on our team. Great question about, are they microwavable? The pouches themselves are not, much like the cans. That is one thing that's similar between the can and the pouch items. It's not a microwavable pouch. And part of the reason for that is obviously products like that. There's a higher cost to the material for making it microwavable. So they will have the same experience. You transfer it into a container and then you heat it.
And I do notice that I don't believe, Amanda, Michigan is listed on this, but I also cover Michigan.
Martha, do you offer milk and fruit so we can have a complete meal? The answer to that is yes and yes. Hope, maybe you could talk to a little of how we kind of package.
Yeah, so we can offer shelf-stable milk and some produce options. We can either ship you individual components if you have a great volunteer group that wants to pack them themselves, or we can pack them and ship them to you as well. And we can also ship direct to home If you notice or have a group of clients that can't easily access a specific location, we can get it to them still.
Great question, Mike. So if you'll download and access that handout, you'll see all of the spec information on each of those products. Off the top of your head, Hope, Mike's wondering how many packets per case per pallet configuration.
Yeah, so I believe that they are both 20, some are 24 and some are 48 in the case per pack. But I definitely would have to consult my handout for further details there.
Yeah. All right, folks, we are at the end. Do we have any final questions? Excellent. Brent just confirmed there. Great question about does it count as a grain for SFSP? The mac and cheese does qualify as a grain for those of you folks still here in our chat. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I do encourage, you'll find the contact information for each of your Umoja reps at the contained in that handout piece. So reach out with any further questions you have after the event. And I just want to quickly highlight that if you'll visit our website, here you'll see that we've got several exciting upcoming webinars in the rest of our series for the year. The next one up there is with our friends Chata that provide culturally connected foods, and that's in May. So make sure that you get a chance to hop into the website and sign up for future webinars. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. And again, hope you reach out if you've got any further questions. Have a great one.